This is a journey into sound. A journey which along the way will bring to you new color, new dimension, new values, and a new experience.
Welcome to the G-Spot Podcast. I'm your guide, Katie Silcox, bringing you your weekly self-love soundbite. Join us for conversations around sex, spirit, and all things self-care. All things self-care. All things self-care.
This is a journey into sound.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
You are a G-Spot Podcast with Katie Silcox.
Hey, beautiful people, Katie here, coming to you with the G-Spot. It's so lovely to be with you on this beautiful day in May, where we are going to be talking about dinacharya, which is one of the most important concepts in basic Ayurvedic lifestyle. And our podcast is brought to you today by our favorite Ayurveda lady gang, PAAVANI. And they are a company that I've been telling you guys about this month that I love and adore. All of their stuff is handmade in Northern California. It's all made with beautiful Ayurvedic healing mantras, handcrafted with so much love. Their products are sustainable, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And these ladies are incredibly well educated when it comes to Ayurvedic herbs. They do a lot of skincare product stuff, but they really have everything you need for what we're talking about today, which is dinacharya. So if you're ready to get your Ayurvedic skincare regime and your daily routine, just your basic Ayurvedic cleansing routine down pat, you're going to want to head to their website. And so I'm going to be including a link to their products and their website in the show notes so you can check that out. Today's podcast brought to you by the ladies at PAAVANI. I'm spritzing myself right now with one of their, oh my God, that is so amazing. I'm using their Kapha facial toner, which is made out of rose water, aloe vera juice, witch hazel, rosemary, lemon balm, lavender, and essential oil of tea tree. It's awesome. And I'm not a Kapha, and yet I use all of their products because I don't believe that you only need to necessarily use only the products for your skin dosha. I use their stuff more seasonally because right now it is hot and wet in Charlottesville. So what is dinacharya? Let's dive into it, you guys. There's a lot of misconception and there's a lot of, it's easy to fall prey to, missing the point around daily routine. And, I just want to first start off by saying I wrote a book called Healthy, Happy, Sexy. I'm on page 112 of it. If you don't have that book, y'all better get that book. It's a really sweet book, but in a way I kind of carry it around like a weight because I feel a little bit guilty that I don't do every single thing in the book. And, I just want to start off by saying that doing every single thing in an Ayurvedic routine, it may not be available for you every single day. And, sometimes my self-care and my self-love routine looks like not doing everything perfect and being okay with that. But when we really look at the meaning of daily routine, the word dina means daily, and the word charya means an action, a behavior, or a movement towards something. And so rather than it to be like an oppressive to-do list that you have to go through every day to be like a worthy person and a healthy person, think of the daily routine as a movement that I'm taking towards something else, a movement that I'm taking towards something that I'm holding as important in my life, something that I'm proclaiming for myself. And really, dinacharya, this action of the morning, is a proclamation about how you want your whole day to be. And it's a proclamation about how you want your week to be and your month to be and your year to be and your life to be. And that's the part in the equation of the heart where I get to show up and I get to make a choice and I get to do the work. And then the other equation in the realm of the heart is we don't know what's going to happen, right? And so None of us are in control of this life. And so daily routine is something that I can get up and I don't want to say be in control of, but play my part in. And so what I do in the morning is really a statement about how I want this day to go. And so in Ayurveda school, last week I had the ladies of level 1 really get clear, like what values, like what do I want this life, this precious golden opportunity called my life? What do I want it to be about? What do I want more of in my life? I want more peace. I want more love. I want more connection. I want more radiance. I want more creativity. I want more compassion. Like, what is it that I want? I want more calm. What do we want? Because if we don't really get clear on that, then we've missed the whole point of the morning routine. We've missed the whole point of our practice, any of our spiritual practices or our Ayurveda practices, any of our health practices. We've missed the point. If we just make it one more to-do list, then we haven't started at this eagle-eye vision of what is this all for? What is it all for? And so if I get clear, you guys, I want my life to be about love and passion and evolution and peace. If those are some core desired feelings, to use Danielle Laporte's language, if those are some things that I want more of in my life, then in the morning, what am I going to do with my morning wake-up routine that cultivates more passion, evolution, love, peace, connection, all of these things that we all at the core of our heart want? What am I going to do in the morning? And so I had the ladies of Ayurveda school level 1. I had them last week get clear, like let's just pick one word. So let's say it's peace. Let's say it might have been peace or calm, right? So if I want more calm, and I wake up in the morning and the first thing that I do is I check my email, I am not proclaiming calm, because email does not bring calm. It just doesn't. It really rarely does. Even if it's good things. Or if I get up in the morning and I turn some device on, I'm already allowing my consciousness to be pulled into the realm of not being connected and not being focused. I was laughing in level 1 Ayurveda school because I was saying how Americans are now, because of how much time the modern American spends 7 to 8 hours a day on a screen. And they say that children, unfortunately, spend even more time than adults, because often young people, like teenagers especially, will have more than one screen on at a time. So our attention span is, because of the way that screens and the internet works, our attention is being constantly pulled, like click here, do that, go there. And it's fast, fast, fast. And it's now, they're wanting the internet to be faster. Like, what the heck is up with that? Like, my internet is fast. Like, we really need it to be faster? Is that like a goal to go quicker? Like, why? What for? Faster so that our attention span can get even shorter and our patience get even shorter and our ability to focus on our loved ones get even smaller. So the statistic shows that we're on these screens that are constantly pulling away our focus, co-opt our consciousness. The new currency is eyeballs and attention. And so the modern American adult has an attention span of 8 seconds, according to studies. The goldfish has an attention span of 9 seconds. So the modern American is more attention deficit disordered than a goldfish. And if you think about classical yogic teachings and the importance of dharana, which means focus, it makes so much more sense why all of us feel like something might be a little bit off. I know I do, and I know that I've committed to taking weeks off of screen and tech, and it's been really beautiful to do that. So the dinacharya is this movement or action or behavior that is so much more than just self-care, which it is. It's a testimony to what I want my day to be like and what I want this one precious sacred life to be like. There are, according to the teachings, millions of souls longing and clamoring for a human body, and you, my friend, got one. What am I going to do with this one and sacred diamond opportunity that is a life? And, for me, it's like, do I really deserve to be this well taken care of? My daily routine is a confirmation that, yeah, I do. I think about Dr. Claudia Welch, who was one of my teachers, saying people, when they read about the daily routine in her book, are like so shocked that they're like, oh, well, if I did this daily routine, it would be like an hour or more every day. And she's like, yeah, you spend 8 hours on a screen. And yet we get super offended when Ayurveda asks us to self-care for 1/8 of that. So on one hand, I want to encourage you to get connected to it, to get disciplined about it, to give time to it. But on the other hand, I want to encourage you to also take it slow. And the way I approach Ayurveda in general and the way I approach daily routine is one thing at a time. So typically your daily routine begins the night before. You're going to want to get in bed really around 10 or 10:30. It can be a little bit later in the summer, but we want to be in bed before the liver time begins, which is when your body detoxifies and processes emotions from the day before. And if you're awake, you'll get that second wind, which we want to avoid. We want your body to be asleep at that moment. And then in general, we wake with the sun. We drink a little warm lemon water, which helps the GI tract. It flushes the kidneys and stimulates peristalsis. If your digestion's sluggish, you can add a little half teaspoon of ginger root powder. And then, you typically would like to be going to the bathroom. I know for me, I add a cup of green tea or two to this routine. So it doesn't have to be that you don't take in any coffee or tea. If you were going to, that you could have it in this moment. And then you would scrape your tongue, which is a great way of getting all that toxins, the coating off the tongue, which your mouth has worked very hard to get rid of the night before. This is an awesome way to improve your taste, get rid of toxins, and prevents bad odor in the mouth. And then, splashing your face or washing it with cool water. You can also use some of these great products that we're going to link you to with PAAVANI. They have a whole skincare regime that you could add to this washing your face protocol. Ayurveda uses a lot of medicated with herbs oils for skin cleansing. And it just really leaves your skin plump and vital. And the skin actually needs oils for cleansing. And it also needs oils for rehydration. Also in the morning routine, we would use a neti pot with a little bit of salt and warm water to drain through each nostril. After that, traditionally, you put a few drops of warm sesame oil or herbal medicated nasya, which is a nose oil. And that helps keep the sinuses clean and improves vocal, visual, and mental clarity. Many people don't know that your nose is the door to the brain. And so nose drops were always used in traditional Ayurveda to enhance prana, enhance intelligence, and also get herbs as quickly as possible to the brain. Then you would do Abhyanga, which of course is this famous part of the Ayurvedic daily routine, which is a ritual of self-massage. And what I do is I use PAAVANI body oils a lot. I love that they come in a glass bottle, and I'll just fill up some hot water in a cup or in this bowl of my sink. And I just let it sit there until it becomes warm, really not that long. I might put it in there and then go do something else. And then just really lovingly massage that oil into your body. Some people do it for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever works for you. But begin at the extremities and work towards the center of the body. And you can do the long parts of your body, like the arms and the legs, with long sweeping back and forth motions with the open part of your hand. And then on the joints, you'd want to do circular strokes, like your elbows and your shoulders. And then on your belly, you can go in a clockwise motion, following the direction of your large intestine and colon. You can also massage your breasts, starting on the bottom of the breastbone and making your way up to the collarbone and all around the breasts. And just really doing what feels good and what feels right. Massaging your lower back is a really good idea. You can use kind of a downward stroke on your lower back to help increase apana vayu, which is the downward flow of energy. And then, obviously your legs are just like a great place to spend a lot of time to get into that grounded aspect of the energy. Once you've massaged your whole body, and you can do it with loving mantras, it's really nice to kind of do it while speaking kindly to your body. And I think this is super important. Like, all of us know that we need to love our body, but how many of us actually take some time to touch our skin and to touch our fat and to touch our muscles and to especially touch the parts of us where we may not feel as beautiful? I remember reading in some Ayurveda book, if there is a part of your body that you don't like and you don't like to touch, be sure that it is diseased. And that may seem like a strong statement, but what can I say? That's how the Ayurvedic texts speak. And really, the Indian tradition is so wonderful because they speak in these very sort of tell it like it is, hyperbolic, sometimes even exaggerated ways to get your attention. So, step one, decide what is the energy of the morning for me. And then what is a routine that I'm going to do to contribute to that feeling that I want to be moving towards in my life? And I gave you an example of a really basic and easy. That routine does not take a long time. What I love to do is once I've massaged my body, I like to do my meditation with the oil on. And so what that might mean is that I sit in some kind of towel robe situation, more often than not, it's like ugly, sleeping pants that I don't need or want anymore, and an old tank top, right? Depending on the season, an old sweatshirt. I call it my oily clothes. And they're not like Marie Kondo Sparkle Joy clothes. They're very functional clothes. And then you can do your meditation. And then the question's always like, should I leave it on or off? And there are differing schools of thought. Some people say, take it off. It's got toxins in that it's pulled from your body. I'm more of the feeling that you can leave it on if you really want to, but traditionally you take it off. You actually don't take it off. You take a warm shower, and that activates the pores to open even more. And you don't even need really usually, because you're not like putting a ton of oil on you. You won't need to soap anything off, because by then you will probably have noticed that, of course, depending on how much oil you use, but if you're using just a reasonable amount, that oil will usually have absorbed itself into your skin. So Ayurveda says that Abhyanga is also so important because in that morning routine, we should be connecting with love. And so this is a great time to do a prayer practice, to read spiritual books, to journal or keep a dream journal, a feeling journal, clarity journal of sankalpa, what I want to attain and experience today, what my heart's deeply committed to. It's also a time to fall in love, to use song and prayer and really whatever gets you in that place of spiritual connection. Why is this so brilliant? Well, what now modern science is showing is that our brain, when we're little, it has an ability to really change and absorb information and be different all the time. We're very impressionable. But around puberty, the part of our brain that is responsible for taking in all those impressions starts to solidify itself. And so after puberty, it's actually harder for us to change who we are. And we have that in our language, like, oh, as we age, we're more set in our ways, or you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But what Ayurveda says is, au contraire. Yes, that's true. But there are ways of turning back on that part of our brain that has the ability to rewire old patterns, to change, to think differently, to be differently, to experience differently. And what science of neuroscience is now showing is that actually this part of our brain can be turned back on through three things. One is exercise, but the half-life of that is short. And so exercise alone won't do it. You also need it to be sustained with love and devotion. So practices like singing or falling in love in some way, or devoting yourself to a bigger cause, or loving your children, or loving your pet, or loving your partner, all of these, or loving God, right? All of these practices get us in this, anything that gets us in the space of the heart turns this part of our brain back on. Isn't that amazing? So number one, exercise. Number two, fall in love. And guess what, you guys? Number three, focus, sustained focus. And so in the morning, we want to turn those three things on. And so getting your body moving in some way, being in the flow of love and inspiration and devotion in some way, and focusing our attention, being strong guardians over our attention is the most important part of the Ayurvedic morning routine. I really hope this was helpful for you guys. I want to encourage you to head over to PAAVANI Ayurveda, where they have so many sweet, awesome links. We're going to put the link to them in the show notes. If you want to discover more about your skin dosha, if you want to learn more about skincare rituals, Abhyanga rituals, all the doshas, they have such great resources. So check them out. And most importantly, guys, early bird ends May 31st. I think Marie is going to be on vacation until June 2nd, so you may be able to even slide in till then, but don't tell her I told you that. Early bird, what does that mean? It means we have a crazy low price that ends the end of this month. For level 1 Ayurveda school, it starts January 2020, but you should get in now because you can start a payment plan or you can pay it off all at once. It's just the best thing in the world. It's a year-long training school to learn ancient, beautiful, traditional Ayurveda mixed in with all the stuff that we're all clamoring for and want because it's a part of the missing arts of our tradition. Yoni steaming, vaginal steaming, astrology, relationship, emotion processing. What does modern science have to say about all this? How can I heal my body? How can I understand how to heal myself? And maybe, that's really the point of the year-long practice and studentship. But at the end of that year, maybe I'll be ready and inspired to be an Ayurvedic wellness coach. And I can help other people do it in my community. And so sign up for this training for you. This is about you. This is about your experience. But don't be surprised if you want to share it with other people. And so we're going to teach you how to do both. The link for a free Ayurveda mini course, Divine Feminine mini course, we're offering it totally for free. So if you want, you can take a little taste of what Ayurveda school is. We're going to put a link to that in the show notes. And you can always just sign up if you know you're ready. I've been preaching about this and we'll continue to do that all year. So shoot us an email at info@theshaktischool.com if you have any questions. And as always, subscribe to the podcast. It really helps other people find us. I hope you enjoy the daily routine and let us know how it goes. Thank you, guys.
फूटे फूल